Our first wine is our Sauvignon Blanc under our Easton label. So the Easton label, again, is everything we do that's non-Rhone variety. So there could be more traditional grapes like Zinfandel, Cabernet, Sauvignon Blanc. So we're starting with a Sauvignon Blanc. So Wine Outlet has some of the best pricing of our wines in the entire U.S. It is an amazing price for this wine at $17.99, under $20. The amazing thing about this is a single vineyard Sauvignon Blanc. If I say the words California, single vineyard, all in the same sentence, usually you pull your checkbook out and you write more zeros behind it because it's single vineyard. But this is a single vineyard, and it's one of what we call our core wines. We only make about 800 to 1,000 cases of this, not a ton of it. It's made from Monarch Mine Vineyard. So Monarch Mine, way up in the Sierra foothills, way up high at elevation, about 2,500 feet. It's in a really cold site above the American River. Actually sits on top of an old abandoned gold mine. That's why it's called Monarch Mine. So I don't know how many or Sauvignon Blancs you've ever had that come from a gold mine. This one actually sits on top of an old gold mine that's been abandoned. That's quite common in our area because the gold rush happened in the Sierra foothills. This is where all these Europeans came back in the 1840s to make their fortunes. And pardon my pun, when it didn't pan out for everybody, they went into agriculture because that's what they knew from Europe. So all these Italians, all these Balkans, all these Eastern Europeans settled our area, and they did what they knew, which was agricultural. So they planted walnut trees and plum trees, and they planted grapevines. And they did it on top of all these old gold mines because they're really rocky sites. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for a vineyard. A rocky site that drains really well, that is going to be really poor nutrients where the vines have to struggle to make really high quality wine. So this is made from two Bordeaux clones. One's called Musquet and the other one's called Clone 1, imported over back in the 1960s. So this is not your typical California Sauvignon Blanc. This is more like a European style. And you're going to see that is very common with all our wines. They're going to lean really European even though we're California, but our climate tends to be more European. It's really cool climate, really high up. So you get a lot of high acidity and a lot of structure in the wines. So this is going to have high acidity, have bright freshness. It's going to have good structure. It's not aged in any new oak. So this is going to be neutral oak that's aged in. So it's going to be all about the fruit. It's about 9 months in that neutral oak. We fermented in stainless steel with whole clusters. And what you get is this really kind of medium-bodied, fresh, bright, citrusy Sauvignon Blanc that's unlike the tropical versions you'd see from like New Zealand or from even California. And it's not like the really herbal versions you'd see from, say, like France, like the Loire Valley. It's kind of in between all that. It's got some of that herbiness, but much more of a citrusy fruit. This is going to go great with anything, any seafood-wise, but it's also going to go great with anybody's patio. So this is kind of an aperitif wine. It's going to work really, really well for that. So this last weekend, my wife and I took two Yeti tumblers, and half bottle went in one, half bottle in the other. It's great to walk around and party at socially distanced, of course, with some friends who have a little barbecue. So it's a great aperitif, but it's an incredible food wine. Wonderful little introduction to our style. We do a thing called leaf stirring. And leaf stirring is where you stir up kind of what the old yeast cells inside the wine. It kind of gives the wine more texture and chew to it. So it gives this nice little mid palate to the wine that gives you something to chomp your teeth down on. So it's not a hollow wine. It's got a lot going on there from the beginning to the end. But a great little introduction wine. But again, single vineyard, and it's got a lot more breed and a lot more pedigree than its price will tell you.